110,000. That's the number of adults and children who are on the National Organ Donor Wait List, something the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance, or TOSA, works hard to bring down every year.
And we basically provide organ donation and recovery services for those Central and South Texans wishing to donate and for those waiting on the waiting list.
Clarissa Thompson, the Senior Communications Coordinator at TOSA, says for the month of August, they are focusing on the 60% of people of color on the waiting list. It's all a part of National Minority Donor Awareness Month.
Even though you do not have to be of the same ethnicity, the donor and the recipient, we do find that there are studies that say that the transplants tend to be more successful when the donor and the recipient share similar genetics.
In 2012, Martha Kaiser's daughter, Crecia Kaiser, signed up to be an organ donor while getting her driver's license.
That night we talked about it, about her decision during dinner, and she expressed her desire to be a donor if something was to happen to her.
Crecia suffered a brain aneurysm, passing away on June 6, 2013. Martha says at that time, her daughter being an organ donor was the last thing on her mind.
We actually said no, but then one of the representatives from TOSA took us into a separate room and very gently told us about the whole process and about Crisia's decision.
And with 22,000 people on the waiting list who are Hispanic, Cricia's background was a great addition. In fact, Crecia donated her kidneys and pancreas to a Hispanic man who had complications with his diabetes, someone Martha has had the pleasure of meeting.
It's just overwhelming seeing how Crisia's recipients have flourished from being so suffering from all these illnesses.
People of color, like Crecia, only make up 32% of the donor list. Thompson chalks that up to the misconceptions that surround becoming an organ donor.
Doctors will not save my life if I'm an organ donor, if I've signed up to save lives as an organ donor. And that is not the case. Donation is only considered after every life-saving effort has occurred.
Another myth is that it will affect the funeral service. That's a myth that Martha can disprove.
We had open casket for Crisia. She looked as beautiful as she always did. She looked like she was just a beauty sleeping.
Martha works closely with TOSA to share Cricia's story and to show that even though she left sooner than expected, she completed her mission.
And that was to give that gift of life. So it makes us very proud that at such young age, she made that decision and that she was able to achieve that wish.
Alexis Page, KSAT 12 News.